Hi, my name is Nicholas, and this is my conclusion and reflection video for my sustainable infrastructure project. I have some notes here, so I can first start with a summary of my sustainable infrastructure. The home is going to be located in Piney Woods, Texas, which is eastern Texas. The climate is often described as humid and subtropical, uh, with warmer winters and hot, but not as hot as like central and southern Texas summers. The house will be ideally powered by a solar panel roof. Specifically, I chose the option from Tesla with their solar tile roof. And it will be hooked up to multiple battery banks. That way, there is battery to power the house on stormy days, nights, etc. Next, water will be had from a private well on the property, which will tap into one of Texas's abundant aquifers for fresh water. However, it will go through a reverse osmosis purification machine before it enters the house, just for cleanliness and sanitary sake. Next, the house will be built of compressed earth blocks. They are shaped and very similar to concrete blocks, cinder blocks. However, they're made of dirt that is typically taken from your site when it's leveled for your project, which is the first layer of sustainability to this building material. They add a bit of water and a bit of cement, and they compress it using a machine either prior to your construction, or they can do it on site while they're doing your construction. And I've linked the website to the specific company and machine that I referenced in my PowerPoint, and I think it's really cool and you should check it out. And the frame will be timber because as long as it's taken from a sustainably managed forest, timber is a fairly sustainable mode of building, and it's fairly good at insulating. Lighting will be done as natural as possible. There's going to be lots of insulated windows in the house, and besides that, there will probably be lamps in every room with efficient LED bulbs, just to take up the least amount of electricity possible. And I've never been one to like lots of bright overhead lights like this or anything, so my house doesn't need to be incredibly bright all the time. Let's see. Air conditioning is very important to me. I like to keep my house cool, so I have decided to use some solar powered split cooling and heating air conditioning units. And if I have 2 floors in my house, there will be one per floor and 4 panels per unit. And based on reviews, they're able to cool about 1,000 square feet fairly easily. So 2 to 3,000 square foot home should be no problem keeping it fairly cool. Maybe in the hottest of hottest days in the summer, it will be a little hot, but that's okay. The garden will be about 800 square feet, and will contain plants like lettuce and cabbage and broccoli year round. But during the warm season, there will be things like bell peppers, cucumbers, corn, tomatoes, beans, etc. And in the cooler seasons, late fall and early spring, I'll do root vegetables like potatoes and carrots, and berries like strawberries and blackberries as they grow better in cooler seasons. In order to keep pests away, there will be uh, garden canopies, very very thick netting, and fences. And I'll also use, I don't know how to pronounce it, the dia. Let's see. Diatomaceous powder. It's made with old fossilized aquatic organisms, and it keeps pests away very well. Waste management will be very simple: composting and recycling as much as possible, and any other non-recyclable waste and recycling will be taken to a local facility, hopefully bi-weekly or so. And any actual human waste will go to the septic tank system that the house will have, which I forgot to mention. Cost for energy is going to vary wildly based on your region, the time of year, and everything for solar specifically. And the cost to install something like the Tesla solar roof it varies wildly based on the house, the square footage, the roof kind, the roof shape, etc. So you're looking at anywhere from the ballpark of 60 to 160, even sometimes up to $200,000, depending on the house, which is a very expensive upfront cost, I would agree. Finally, I learned through this project that most states have laws pertaining to living off the grid, mostly pertaining to how you can use land, what land is free to be used that way, and water rights, as in, can you actually tap into groundwater and local water in order to live off grid? So, Texas, for instance, where I chose, they don't have very many land rights at all. If you want to live on the land, you buy it, you take it. And same thing with water. If you want the water, have a private well installed, and that's that. As long as it passes the inspection, it's perfect. Next, I was surprised mainly just how expensive it was to flesh out an entire sustainable centered house or living situation. I mean, just the upfront cost for something like a solar roof or solar panels in general is kind of insane when you think about the average like salary these days and what people are making and what it would actually take to live like this. And finally, if I were to implement anything to my own living, it would be solar. I think solar is a super awesome renewable energy. Um, the sun is going to rise every day. It's a given. So you will always have solar energy as long as you maintain the solar panels for the rest of the time that you have them up. And that's either low cost or free electricity for that mode of living. And I think that's frankly fantastic. And I wish it was less expensive to implement because I think a lot of people could benefit from something like solar electricity generation. Yeah, that's it. I think what I really forgot to mention is that there will be a septic tank for human waste management. I meant to mention that when I was talking about the well and water management. And I know it's only a 1 acre of land, but there should be a drain field probably at the back of the property for any liquid for the septic tank, and the septic tank will just have to be flushed by a company every so often, as all septic tanks do. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.